Hello everyone, should be live now, and you never know though, I feel like there's more delay than usual today. Uh, just got back from a jog and took a little bit longer to get set up. I don't have everything just ready all the time here. But let me move that over. Only have two monitors, not three right now. Uh, I want to show you, let's see. It's very important I find to start jogging in the morning because it is already 32 or 89. It felt more humid today here in Tokyo, but I enjoy running by the river. It's a little bit cooler. Yeah, I try to schedule these for about the same time I did in Canada, and yeah, hopefully the stream works again like last week. Apparently, I have internet, unlimited internet, so I'll still probably only stick to about 2 hours. I'm gonna just post the Carpoon Discord. I did start a Carpoon Twitter. I'll show that in a second. But basically, what I was working on, I think we fixed last week the little cars here going over the manholes. I added in a little bit more detail from that I'd already drawn. You see the street marks here, and a little more texture. Although this doesn't really make sense, I had to do some layering stuff because there almost weren't. I didn't allow myself enough Z depth layers between, for instance, this part. So the street would be one layer. Then there's like the center boulevard, which, and then on top of that, there's the grass and stuff. So maybe I should have just left more layers. Like you have almost like over 10,000 or more layers, and I'm dealing with like one at a time. It's really smarter to me to multiply them by, I don't know, 10 or 100 in case you need that extra room later. And some of these though I just do with the parent object. Let me see if I open it. And this one, okay, this one doesn't, but some of them I gave a Z depth parent, so then you can also do it with a script. So if you have to change it later, you're only changing one script and not a million layers. But what else? So this light is now a bit smaller and it's split. Let's dive in. Part of it, some of the interactivity and stuff, like the light has a wobble to it. I wanted to add a wobble because you kind of drive through it and it looks like you're just passing through it. That's not that good. Yeah, I wanted it to like at least seem like the car is going through it rather than just in a separate world. Oh, those controls there, I added the outer glow around them. That was kind of bugging me. I'll show it in the tutorial too. Oh, I turned off tutorials. I'll show it next time. So that car, as you see, made the light move. If I go, it moves. The base is separate now. I had to split it. That way the base doesn't also jiggle around. So this car too, if I crush it, any crush will also make the light wiggle a bit. It just seemed to make sense. Just a little extra bit of programming. And I'll go back and turn down the volume. Tilde is the secret key to go back to the very beginning. Skip tutorials? No. So on the bottom right, I also added little Oh, I'm blocking it. I'm blocking it. I'll have to turn myself off or I'll move myself. Whoop. Sound effect is very key there. Especially with 0 viewers. Anyway, maybe a future generation will watch this. Now, or myself, for reference. The little, if you look at the A button, I added little lines around it. I just thought that little bit of detail would make it seem more technical. Complete the UI, that was bugging me, and I added a stroke around it. So looking at the A too closely now, the right side of the A is much smaller than the left. That's what I get for hand drawing it. And oh, running a bit. It's chugging a bit here. I probably have to close Photoshop. Okay, we're in the Volcarnage. That's thanks to the random level choice. Start button, I think, still needs a little pulse or something around it to make it more obvious. So it's not on wave 1, but I'll get to wave 2 quickly. I finished off the waves text during the week. Yeah, I think we did last time where I split the sewer geyser, and I also made it so the depth is a little different so the car stands out in front of it more. So yeah, the wave 2 text, and it'll show the number of cars. Probably the cars could be up a bit higher, but that'll help make it noticeable because I didn't want it directly over the center of the screen when you're crushing something because that kind of takes away from it a bit. But at the same time, some people manage to see it in the very top right for the cars remaining in the wave number. I'll probably have to make sure those match. Yep, they do. And one thing I would like to add is splitting up the waves or making it so more cars can come during a wave, like an extended wave, because that's more of a true horde mode. I'll probably program that soon, if not today. The fence I somehow got so it doesn't crash. Maybe famous last words. And oh, there's still steam coming out of it. I still have to redo that. That fence is going to be the bane of my existence. I'll probably just try creating a new fence. And yeah, part of it's the details. Surfboards, very tempting to have it so you hit those surfboards and start the surfing bonus mini game that as people want surfing. Let's see if we get... This gold car is too easy. It's just there. It should be in the top right. Maybe I'll move that. Now you see I couldn't drag the car through anymore. This is something I fixed last week. It was starting to be the #1 thing that bugged me during a wave. So before, if I went down, and we can kind of see if I put on physics by pressing 2 about 4 times, I can't pull it through before the car could slide through. So let's see. So what was happening before, I kind of recorded and went frame by frame. The car would go, and that pink invisible block, it was a little bit, shape on the right was a little bit different, but it should have been working. The car physics was set, and the density of that object wasn't 0 to be infinite. And so the car pushed the physics object that was blocking it and could just squeak through, and then the physics object would pop back into place. So sometimes you can be really close in a solution and just not know it. It's important to have different tools for debugging. Or maybe I have a little bit more knowledge now that kind of helped, or more experience with different issues. And Yeah, so now it blocks. Sometimes though the cars, I try to angle it so they went into the middle, but they don't always. So anyway, that's a nice thing to fix. I think sometimes like people be trying to go and have like if you had the car a certain distance, then that's when that started happening. Like about that distance. So you see that the car went outside instead of through the middle, but at least something's happening. Now, yes, also, I think if I just end the match quickly, I might want to finally tackle 2 rows of cars here, if you have a lot. And removing that score on top, you can kind of see it there. I only want 1 score, and it's very finicky. But having it so if there's enough cars that it goes to a second row, I think we'll find that on Volcarnage Island. Because the ideal situation would be if it scrolls up like 4 swords, but it's a lot easier just to go to a second stack. So that's an easy fix. Leaves more time for things like achievements later and leaderboards. Anyway, I'll hop out of here. Oh, hello, Oscar. So you had your wisdom teeth were removed. That I remember. It's not necessarily painful, but after there's a lot of swelling and it's sore. So maybe now you're gonna be feeling it. Did you get like the chipmunk cheeks? At least I remember having that. So, and Game Informer shutting down. So the magazine announced around for 33 years, making it America's longest running game and print publication. So I kind of wasn't as aware that EB Games or GameStop owned them. It's always sad news when people are out of jobs. And that was a lot of people. And I love the Informer's thumbnails, their coverage. I watched a Gen Z drawing video recently. Very high production. And you find out like they worked very hard to do that. And no, hopefully, like it's tough. Like I would love to say like hopefully they'll land on their feet soon, but it's possible they might have to go to different lines of work. But hope maybe their quality of work make it so they get opportunities elsewhere. But that's one downside being a small company and a giant company, and just it's tough to keep going. Like nothing lasts forever, unfortunately. Except Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola seems to be lasting forever. Able to diversify to other drinks. No, but Oscar, I hope you're doing well. I was, what did I play last week? Oh yeah, I was playing some Thank Goodness You're Here. That game's hilarious. I love the banner art style on it. And speaking of art styles, a neat, easy segue. So I did start a Twitter just for Carpoon and stuff. So I probably have 2 fake I probably have 2 fake accounts following me now. But here's thanks to Yerk. Thank you for suggesting to start a fan art thing. Help encourage drawing. I have to doodle more trucks too myself. I'll see. This is a truck being happy. It's just after crushing 2 cars, so maybe I'll draw like some cars being horribly murdered behind it. And yeah, this was that post about the crusher. No wait, no, this is a post about this the sewer geysers making it harder to catch cars. That's kind of a neat thing, but yeah, I do have to make more TikToks. So you say I always buy Nintendo Switch games at GameStop, and you're reading Game Informer. You have old magazines. So I don't remember Game Informer. Like I remember EGM. I loved EGM. But I guess maybe that magazine was at GameStop, and maybe not at EB Games. That's my guess because I think GameStop bought EB. Um, that's my guess. So maybe that's why I didn't know about it. But no, we noticed them. I guess they're doing a lot of neat Sega coverage, and seeing one guy Alex saying he's working 70-hour weeks. It's like, yeah, I'd be dead. I probably get to a point where it's just garbage time. So something like then working on Carpoon, I kind of need a bit of creativity power. I find that if I can be sitting and not doing anything, and that's just a waste of time. Some people though don't have that, so that's great. So, do you get any Japanese games in Tokyo, Japan? So, not yet, Oscar. I have looked up that AGI Onuma game. I think it might cost about $80 though. That very first one they made on Super Famicom using the Link's Awakening engine. And no, as the list goes, so I'm probably gonna go on Tuesday. Last Tuesday was a little busy with some thumbnails, and so I'm like, well, I haven't actually planned yet. So that's my hope. It's pretty hot right now, but I could have gone today too, but then there's more, I'm guessing more people out, so I'm just going to wait till Tuesday and go. And hopefully to the Nintendo store to get those Getchpon keychains if they're available. And one other neat announcement that I'll just put is Gray Stripe in the Carpoon community Discord finished their game Astro Abductors. I played it. It worked. It's kind of neat to see them finish it and go along. So that is Gray Stripe 2000 Astro Abductors. Kind of a neat little UFO game. Try it out. I will. I'll post it in chat. Now I've lost all my windows, but I'll find them. So, yeah, you think it used, that's what I read. When I was reading about it, it used the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past engine, so like, wow, that's pretty cool. And I've seen people like Dan Reichart found out about it 3 years ago. So, I haven't heard much about it. I think people are more focused on that one with the frog. I forget the name right now, using the Link's Awakening engine on Game Boy. So this would be a neat one to check out. Yeah, let's just bring up that game so it's more obvious for everybody. Whoa, it looks like Aonuma worked on Dragon Quest? That can't be right. No, that's just one of the games he played. Anyway, here we go. So, Marvelous, Another Treasure Island came out in 1996, which kind of sounds like Donkey Kong Country Time. And if we look, I don't know. this is gonna work with YouTube on YouTube. Overly critical gamers. That's like everyone. It's very easy to nitpick. I feel like my screen is just frozen for all time, but yeah, it's released after N64 release, so it's pretty late into the life cycle. That probably explains why it's only in Japan. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. They had one considering for re-release in 2003, but it became Tetris Trackers. And that game was canceled. I kind of forgot about that one, but I think I played it at E3. So yeah, interesting bit of history. Thanks, Oscar, for letting me know about it. Oh, it was called Navi Trackers in the Japanese version of Four Swords Adventures. Okay. Probably like not many people know Navi, so. Okay, well, right now, I think I will start. I think I'll try finishing that scoring summary, which hopefully will be not too bad to figure out. And I'll add in a few pieces here. It's like coming back to this after a gap, even if it's like a week, can take a little while to get going. But I always have one thing that annoys me the most that I try to get rid of. So I was kind of showing the things I got fixed, like that gap in the crusher. Probably what annoys me the most is the eyes on the cars, where they on one frame of the cars the eyes kind of don't match exactly. That's probably something no one notices, and so that's good if it gets to be a problem that isn't that bad. Like the car harpooning could be better, but I don't know if I want to touch that anymore. And of course finishing the monster truck, which I'm not sure if there's a button there anymore to make it go. And I still think I should have like a second day of the week just to play some indie games. I always want to at the end of one of these streams, but right now here I don't have it. I haven't had it set up yet where I record and stream directly to my computer. Like I have a what is it, AverMedia little device that'll record, but And I'll also do pass through, but I haven't set it up yet. Yeah, but Oscar, any games have you played any games in the last week? Any new ones? I'm getting I'm getting right now my head frozen from air conditioning, which I guess I'll take. It beats being too hot. Probably have to grab more coffee soon. Oh, Metroid Prime Remastered. I still have to finish that. I played a few hours of it, and I think then something else came up. I think, yeah, I have it digitally, so I can play it anytime. I will probably play Dark Souls, continue on that first, but probably Dark Souls and finish. Thank goodness you're here. Motion. Oh, nice motion controls. Yeah, and they're working out well with Switch. It's not like any issues because of how they're not quite as good as Wii motion controls. I am lucky and do have the trilogy. Anyway, back in a second with more coffee. This should be very quick. Okay? So Oscar, you hope they announced Metroid Prime 2 and 3 before Prime 4 releases. That's very possible. It might happen. They might look at their schedule. Might be depending on when Prime 4 is coming out, because that is 2025. I'm sure there'll be a gap somewhere. At the same time, if the quality is not that good, maybe they will wait. Like, let's say it's a simple port, like a straight port just to play it. Then they might release it when Metroid Prime 4 comes out. Just say, oh, here you go, you can play these as well. And Metroid Prime 4 overshadows that they don't look as good as Metroid Prime 1 remastered in that case. Oh, you want it for the successor of Nintendo Switch. Well, no, you want to have it so they're playable on Switch 1, so as many people get to play Metroid as possible, I think. It's not like Mario that will draw people in, especially with Metroid Prime 4 uh, being on Switch as well. So I think later this month there's the GMTK Game Jam. I haven't really done a game jam since I did the one for Carpoon, which ironically was in the finally finished something game jam. And there was a version of Carpoon finished for that. I just kept going after. I think there was a Kyle Boston game jam right now, but I that one I don't. I think it was like a month-long jam, which sounds great, but I kind of just also want to just work on Carpoon, so. Oh, you're playing Starlink Battle for Atlas. That's going to be a deep cut. I remember that though. It's like the most Star Fox we had in years. It's a neat crossover idea. So here we have all the different modes of Carpoon during the game, like a title, player, select area, the countdown, which is kind of like a half mode, like when it goes 3, 2, 1. The game itself and pausing it, which kind of explains why I can't press escape and quit during tutorial screen, the tutorial screens, and the scoring summary is what we want. I'm literally starting to feel like I'm getting an ice cream headache from the air conditioner, which is funny. It's not on that cold. I'm gonna turn it off. When I start melting, I'll turn it back on. Oh yeah, World of Goo 2 came out this week. But I picked up Bow. What is it? Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. So I already have to play that one. So one issue I did, I kind of created multiple scripts for different scoring summaries. So there's one for stock taker because it's a different winner depending on if you are the last car. It's one for just one player. It's one for multiple players and versus. It's a few too many. We'll just see this one and do 2 rows. Excuse me. This is me slowly getting into it after. This is the problem about, like, everyone always says exercise first in the morning. And at least I find it doing it very first thing, there's a chance to recover after. I've had it where I try exercising, let's say at 11, and then I just get the mid-afternoon tiredness still. So I guess doing it very first thing is nice. I have exercise done. I don't have to worry about doing it later in the day. There's no pressure. It is also very easy to start working first. So World of Goo was published by Nintendo on the Wii in Japan. That's interesting. I guess that's a little bit like Nintendo publishing Yacht Club Games Shovel Knight in Japan. Not a whole lot of indies back then. Like, it was a pretty big privilege to be published on a console at that time, or like how Xbox Live Arcade started. I'm guessing they did not leave a secret or a neat twist in the ending that no one will talk about. like Little Inferno, which is so good, but nobody wanted to spoil it for anybody. So then nobody talked about the game and nobody played it. I think, was it Inscription might have something like that. I still admittedly have to play more Inscription. I played a tiny bit. I didn't buy it though. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was playing Balatro too. I started playing that last week finally. Highly enjoying it. Very good. I don't play a lot of card games, but the feel is great. So, oh wow, that's quite the deal to publish the first Epic Mickey game. And Ubisoft, good connection there. I guess we all know that's what happened later for Mario and Rabbids, which now no longer has David Soliani. And I wonder what happens to that series, or does David start his own company? Does it go to Nintendo? That'll be interesting. It also takes a long time to make games, so maybe it'll be a while. Says the guy's been spending like 5 years making a tiny indie game. Okay, well here's a part to draw the score again. Maybe this might be the this might be like a summary overall score. It might be different on the left. I think my keyboard is surprisingly warm today. It's like I feel like my laptop's gonna melt. Maybe I'll stop charging. We'll see what happens if it slows down. Okay, so we blocked that out. Yeah, these two are the same. I'm te I'm gonna do this. I'll make it simpler for myself to comprehend what's going on. Okay, I did that in the past, but it must have been a bug. Okay, else if I don't need two ifs, or do I? Hooray! Sometimes it's slow there to figure out. Also in Japan, Nintendo published the remake GoldenEye 007 and the rest of the world by Activision. Oh, yeah, Activision's a huge company at the time, so that's. I wonder if they just didn't want to be that market, or Nintendo wanted to try it. No, there's always different things a publisher or a company can do if you have the right connections. Okay, but let's see. Is there any other score? I'm gonna try to mark it. Okay, Here's another score. This, it's like how, I don't know. If I write the date, then I can search through them easily at least. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to open up GameMaker Live. If I can find it here. GameMaker Live by Yellow Afterlife. Let me. I think most people who have GameMaker Studio probably know of Yellow Afterlife and GameMaker Live, but I'll show it. So this technically should let me save and make changes on the fly. It can even do sprite reloading and stuff. It's really handy. At the time it was $30. Yeah, it's still $30. And I couldn't get it working at first. But let's see what... It might need a new update. I might have to download it later, but I'll try running it today and see what happens if I can change this quicker instead of recompiling. I just gotta now find the right version of Carpoon. So yeah, it sort of just saves, and when you load it, it saves into data files. And see, now this is different. It used to have its own little icon here. Now it's just that. It says 0 clients. I'll see if that changes once I start running the game. Now, the code you have to add in. It's also a script. If I show an example, an object. Come on. It's like too many tiny little bars. Boo. Just this. And I don't know if that works in a function like this. I've had it work in objects. Sometimes I think I leave a search open in GameMaker and everything starts running slowly, like it's trying to autofill every little detail and guess. Then it kind of starts chugging. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put it here. Put it everywhere, just increase the chances. Okay, you say Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games is officially dead. Yeah, I guess it makes sense to come up around the Paris Olympics, which I've been getting to watch a bit of. And congratulations to Evan Dunphy for coming in 5th, and the much harder 20-kilometer race walk than the 50-kilometer one, which was his distance that he got. What did he get? Was it bronze? Yeah, it was bronze, and I got to hold that medal when I met Evan at some point. And no, I think there's a mixed event too. But yeah, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I hope it just means there's going to be a better Mario and Sonic crossover later on. Because apparently, what was it, the Olympics, and they wanted NFTs? They thought that would be better. NFT is one of those things, like, is this going to actually go into games later? Or it's like, is it going to work out? Or is it now dead already? Like, are people going to try to force the issue? Okay, but let's take a look. Thanks for dropping by again too, Oscar. Appreciate it. So let's see. Right now in Japan, it's 11:04 a.m. on Sunday. So Nintendo financials were kind of finally out Friday afternoon. This is still a little bit loud. Oh yeah, I guess I can just turn down my regular volume. Ah yes, Team Rice for Splatfest. I wonder if I'll have time to play. Even though I do prefer Salmon Run. Whoa. Sometimes the first harpoon is slow. It's like it's generating different things. So we want to see... I have to try to destroy a bunch of things quickly, and we'll see what happens in score and summary. I do feel Carpoon chugs a little bit on the laptop when I have a whole bunch of different things running. That's not a good sign. Maybe I'll have to optimize it again, like what I did at one point. Surprisingly, the GameMaker Live thing is not working. I maybe have chosen the wrong window. I have 0 clients right now. Or I need to download an update. Yeah, it's exactly right. The upcoming Splatfest is like a training for the final one. That's one thing in life. It's like it's very hard just to go cold turkey into things and not be ready. Like I was hoping Bit Summit for me would kind of be like warm up for PAX. Count, yeah, there's 6 cars. Ten cars. This should help have a big stack. Now I do need to do the quote-unquote Scully update to have more stuff come in here when you're doing well. Maybe that's what annoys me the most. That I'll have to just fix next and put off finishing the AutoWorks 3rd level. I hate that stupid factory level at this point. Never make a factory level. Never again, unless it's like Factorio or Satisfactory with a clever pun. Well, I guess AutoWorks is kind of like a clever pun, but it's very hard to make interactive pieces like that. I want to just make like a tile game and be done. Mark Brown's done. Even with my friendly or not instant death on lava balls, I still die. That's more than one car. That's a bug. I'm gonna have to. I'll have to create a special case for that because there's a trigger for the hut, and the hut itself spawns the cars. So I'll have to make a note. Special case. Or I can make the cars elsewhere and teleport them. Okay, let's see if any score appears at all now. Well, I didn't remove the one that I thought would be gone. That's good. Now this is where that second stack of cars will come into handy. I might have to just create a fake wave with a ton of cars just to destroy quick for testing. But let's see if I can adjust it here. So, and wow. Let me click. Let me turn off Photoshop. Kind of pushing the computer to its limit. There, no Photoshop. Let's turn off Steam too at this point. Like I had hoped to be able to do changes, but it's just not quite the horsepower. No, Steam went to big picture mode, darn it. Yeah, laptop's just not quite the same as a desktop computer, although maybe I have to learn to live with one. It's nice that they're portable. Oh geez, just let me choose this. Oh, I have Acrobat running. Great. Hi John, how's it going? How's your game going? Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick screenshot. That's what I'll do. Can I do print screen? Yeah, I think so. Okay, this is what that is. Do you see? So where did you stream? Was it streaming your game development, or were you streaming on Game Explain with Luigi's Mansion or Switch Sports? That's great. You're getting assets for it. I hope you can start prototyping. Yeah, that's nice. Being in Japan, all I did this morning so far is I jogged, and then I started this. So, oh, you did Olympic Games. Nice. I don't have that one, admittedly. I feel like GameMaker has just crashed. Oh, it's $7. Yeah, that's pretty cheap. Maybe this is maybe I don't think that would be it, but okay. So what was the latest on Tokyo? I guess so. Tokyo is $7. That's like $10 Canadian though. So Sports Matchin', Super Switch Sports Matchin'. That's one I remember. That was pretty hilarious. Let me see if I can open that one. Here we go. And it looked like a lot of the games are the same, along with Tak Fuji. Oh, that game was almost impossible to get a basket in. This game was kind of fun. Trying to throw fruit to different jumping animals. This was extremely quick, river rafting. Bouncy ball. Yeah. Does that? I don't think it had online. I think, unfortunately, it's probably just a local game. Oh yeah, no gamers. So that's a downside of a lot of them. Playing some games that aren't just made by Nintendo, though, there seems to be some hope for cross-play and online, which is nice. Okay, but now let's go to the handy. You can do different regions. That's kind of easy. So I think this one might have been the one below the bar. I draw the score twice for a shadow. There's probably a shader that you can do for it, but I just draw it twice. This one here, I think, is the one that's drawn up higher. Let's see if my guess is correct. Now, a sports match, and you could do that Steam Remote Play, the Steam one, or I think there's a way on Switch to do Remote Play like that. Someone was saying, but I haven't tried it. Yeah, hopefully I can join you on one of your game sessions at some point. I was thinking it'd be fun to do like a interview series at times with other people working on their game. So maybe yeah, unless we do the game jam, then that would also be a fun thing to just do and have a video about after. I apologize. The building beside me is doing a bit of construction, which hopefully will be done soon because it's a neat coffee shop. I feel like that start button is the glow is a bit too bright. I made it so it goes from a darker color to a lighter green when it starts up. So it's not just one solid color, but then I probably have to make the center circle darker because yeah, it kind of washes out. Those claws might benefit from a thicker line. It's kind of thin. But we can end the match quickly here and just see the score, what happens. This is one thing that bugs me. The resolution is off on this level. It's slightly compressed look, so I have to try to fix it or I have to contact someone to fix it for me. So yeah, the score below is showing. I think I commented out the right one. Let's try to draw that second stack and I'll also see what happens with two controllers. So I had these controllers. This is a newer one. It's actually got the little nubs still around it because I got it used in Akihabara for like, I don't know, 700 yen, which is like $7. But then I ordered new battery pack. I saw this online and so it doesn't come as loose, like they were coming loose and disconnecting. So this is weird. I'm still in the YouTube studio. I'm still playing Volcarnage Island. Like I don't know if the delay is actually that bad. Well, meanwhile it's been like a minute since I'm out of there. I don't know if it's a delay. Like I just saw your message talking about it, so that wasn't as much of a delay. So obviously, I think it's just a YouTube back end for myself. Like I think last time I popped out the chat and it was a little bit faster. Yeah, I'll pop it out and just not see myself or any stats. Oh, Oscar, I'm sure John will get to it now that you've let him know. Okay, so at this point we want a second pile of cars. Now, that's great with the. It's kind of like at one point at two I only had a shadow showing and not the text in front of it. So that's fixed. There'll be one less bug to worry about. This scoring pile, I'll probably duplicate the script. That way, if I screw it up, it's easy to go back. Let's go into the library. Well, John, best of luck with your game. Keep working on it. I hope to see North or whatever moving around in there soon. I think there's still sometimes problems with who won or not. I think he'll get like now 10 points for destroying one of the scrap cars or the surfboards, and maybe you shouldn't. And they don't show up in the pile, and you're like, how did I win? So. I guess I feel like I'm running low on energy. I'm going to just grab some Pocari Sweat. So thanks to a timer, I show the number of cars. And I store a list of them. It's my notes for when I was figuring it out for the gold car and hot dog cart. But the key is, I guess this only the X position. I just have to shift the exposition, position, exposition. It's not that word. And once it's reached a certain height. Oh, this is where Photoshop would have been handy. Nope, that's the game credits. It's probably about 15 cars. But we can test with 10 for now. This might be easier than I thought. 0 bugs in the game right now. The fence bug isn't crashing yet, but it has steam coming out of the fence because it uses that canister from the AutoWorks level. But I just fixed a few small bugs. I think there still might be the first place might not be clear, but at the moment, knock on wood, I have to do more testing again with multiple people, but it's not that many bugs. Once I do have to get the fence in place and park and panic, and then maybe there'll be some more bugs. It's in a pretty good spot right now. Probably AutoWorks though still has some cars jumping into lava a bit more than they should. So once I'm done this park and panic refresh, I'll just tackle the rest of AutoWorks, and it might be having to say like good enough, unfortunately, but we'll see. Maybe that extra bit of time to think will do it. And I think the sound, sometimes the music cuts out. I had a crash bug where at one moment, like maybe only for a frame, there was no music in it and it crashed. So I had to just if statement to check like, hey, if this isn't anything right now, don't try to play music. But I have to test more with multiplayer. So yeah, I think I'll be doing this next week. So if you have some time next week and want to try playing it on a live stream, we can do that. There, I'm going to put my bad pun into the game. So if KT, I don't know, let's do 5 just for testing. Although, you got to think, it's got to be mod 5, like, let's say the game goes on a long time, there's going to be more than 2 stacks. So mod has this, let's say you have a number mod 5, so if I were to go like 10 mod 5, that equals 5, because does it? Is that? It's the leftover. It's like if you removed all the multiples of 5. It's kind of handy. I think I have the right mod. No, let's see what it says. Let me get that real explanation. Nullish. I don't know Nullish. I'm curious. Okay, mod is the remainder. Div gives you the amount. Value can be divided, giving only an integer, so no leftovers. Kind of handy, so it's neat for breaking down things. Now, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Like, this is like an easy tile problem. It's like if only I had my scrap paper around, but it's it's got to be like uh, you have a bar width. The stack can kind of be like ahead of itself. I'm gonna go O menu dot screen ratio. That way, that's it. So if the screen is bigger later, the it's not just by pixels. You have to redo everything. I'll say 30. We'll see how that looks. Times. So 30 is more like pixels, and we'll go KT. We kind of want it to be 0. Div 5. So I think that, unlike mod, that's a leftover, as we found. It should just give integer. Now I could do like, I could normally in the past I would just divide it and then round, but this seems a bit handier. Like in the past I would be like KT divided by 5, and I don't know, you can round it like that. There's like different ways to get the low and high number, like have it always round lower. I think that should work though. Let's take a look. Maybe create a new bug in the game right now. I enjoyed 0 bugs while it lasted. Sluggish. Yeah, I don't like that. I'll probably find that I have to optimize some things after launch. That's a little thin in the start button on the right. Maybe I should fix that up, I'll see. I also have to test this with another player to see what happens when multiple players have multiple stacks of cars. I don't think there's enough cars to make that possible though. So that's kind of overbuilding something that's not needed yet. So all I have to do is stack the piles in front of each other or beside each other. I mean, if you start having more piles than that in a match, well, congratulations to me for getting you to play it that long. Go, missed it. I felt like that hit it, but it didn't break. Made some confusion that I thought I was hitting the statue there. Yeah, that was a weird bug I came across while working on the fence. That if you move the statue slightly to the side and its collision object below it isn't directly matching and it's trying to find it, it will crash. The overlap has to be 100%. I don't like it when they go backwards. A couple of them are here. I feel like that's happening more often. I should probably change it for surfboards so they can't go backwards. It's probably an easy one to do. And now I think, oh, that bug was for the end. I'll have to write that down. I'm gonna forget it. For displaying the correct number of waves when the HUD explodes. But that's quite a few cars. Let's see what happens. No, I didn't reset the Y value. There's that bug. You got a precarious stack of cars. Darn. Easier to count now though. So 20, 25, 30. Probably at 30 cars there could be a new stack. With 35 kind of being the limit. I'd have to try another resolution later though. Watch, I'll probably find my laptop's being slow later because of a Windows update. Or like Adobe updating something. So I'll stick to 10. Now I have to find, okay, here's the Y position. I kind of have to reset it. This would be an easy way to reset it instead of just having the number in two places and forgetting about that. that might be the wrong place to reset it, although I kind of... No, I do that later. I think it'd be fine. Probably find the stack of cards a little too close. Like, if I want to be fancy, you could have one, then one like slightly in front and lower, and then like back up again for a kind of V shape. It's getting more like tile programming. I don't know if necessary. Yeah, the green behind that doesn't quite stand out enough. I guess that's a bug. Some cards drop down. They should drop down after the menu's away. My squirrel brain can't probably remember to write down things after finishing a match. I don't know if I'll get to 10 in this mode too. It's not as many cards as in Volcarnage. That hot dog crush slowed things down a bit. There was one bit of code I removed from the crusher. I forget if that slowed things down or sped it up. So I might have to look into my notes later. See, that's a new situation I don't like, when it just sort of stops and sticks there instead of sliding through. I'll have to see how much of a problem that becomes. So yeah, this car worth 10 points. Surfboard's worth 10 points for some reason. I don't think surfboards should be worth points. Oh, let's see if I can drag in a car with 2 controllers. Yep. This would be a much better time for airflow controllers. I don't know. I think Mad Cat's still around, but those controllers with the fan in them would be great in the summer right now. I still have one on GameCube. Maybe that's a Nyko. I don't know if Nyko exists anymore. Like, back then, any third-party controller was kind of a crapshoot. In terms of the quality, they always had to be a bit different, and they were never as good. Okay, let's see how that looks. Seeing the SUV jump at a smaller height. Okay, so probably I should start. The stack should be a little bit more spread apart for those thicker cars. Probably only have to do 50 or 60 pixels, and that'd be fine. And I believe that would be enough room between them. And that'd be great. That'd be one more problem. Or not problem, but like one, it'd be a quick fix to something that I thought So why is it stuttering the crush? I think that's just my laptop power right now. I think my laptop's doing a bit too much. There's also that, there's a pause for more emphasis. And when something explodes, it's creating a bunch of objects. Like maybe I have to create less objects, or maybe I should do particles. Let me write some notes on that. Yeah, Oscar, I think John knows now, so as soon as John's back in there, they'll be able to do it. Okay, so slow down on crutch. Let's write a note. So it's kind of like that Sakurai video. Just think of as many solutions as possible. Try particles. Now that thing I added in to make it so the car can't slide through, that is because GameMaker doesn't let you change the shape of a physics object. That's basically deleting and creating a physics object every single frame to expand. Maybe that is slowing it down, and instead I should like have one appear and then it moves out, have another appear, and like stack them. So instead of doing that, I could just have 4 that sit there and kind of like and slide out, even though it'd be a bit harder to program. Possible fixes. Okay. Wave of cars. Showing wrong number of cars. This is fixed for scoring summary. Yeah, I think it's tough to say because the height kind of changes if there's a larger car in there. Oh yeah, no points for hitting the surfboards. No fun. Or 1 point. So yeah, doubling it. Doubling it is often a good solution. I probably should try even a bigger number, but The man, the myth, the legend. I don't know about that. I just try to do. I just try to build things and make stuff. Play some video games and exercise. um, let's try. Let's try to move a stack a little bit down. It's the second stack. I want to do. It's like it's probably easiest to add a variable. Like I think there's some mod. There's got to be a mod operator to do. So plus we'll move it further down. Basically, I want to see if it divides by, like, if it's the odd number stacks. That's all I want. If oh, that's tough. It's not tough, but it's so much easier to write down. If KT mod so even the number of stacks is always 0. Okay, it increases again. It's like it's starting off to be 0.5 and 1. It's gonna do it the easy way. Oh, I gotta. Can't have the same variable name. False. but it's going. Well, I think I'll just try it and see what happens. This should only happen once per stack. And make sure I don't use such a similar name anywhere else. Nope. So yeah, that should work. And try 6 right now. See if we get some progress done today. Then I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll have a nap. Oh yeah, one thing I fixed, there used to be a little puff of orange smoke that came out at the very end for when the timer counted down. I put enough if statements in to get rid of that finally. This should give me above 1 stack. By working on the scoring summary, the trophy is true for that. Now that's interesting too. The rope goes above the sprite there. I wonder if I could fix that. That is a less important bug. Now, the hot cars come out when they're hot. Now that I have like a scrap car, I could have a scrap car come out of the meatballs when they've cooled. That's just like a dead car. They just gotta get in the way. I'll have to make a note about the cars going backwards while surfing. Can you make it? Yes. Whoa, that was slow. Because it was a rumble. to go go to another controller and it'd be so much cooler. Killed myself trying to kill that other car. That was lucky, Harpoon. Okay, let's see how that looks. Well, I don't know where one stack starts, the other begins, but now it's like I would have to change the drawing order when I do that. Pretty much was what I wanted. Like, it'd be better if the second stack was drawn behind it, and I think it's drawn every frame, and I could change the order. And the stack, I'll change the stack height, but then there shouldn't be that problem of them butting up against each other. Let's make a quick note about the surfboards. Yeah, let's see if I can move those stacks of cars, kind of like change the ordering of them, and that'll be pretty good for today. Kind of starting to get a bit of early onset mid-afternoon tiredness. Probably from my jog, and I need to have lunch. Yeah, John, if there's a game you want to play at some point, just let me know. So the problem is with the stacks, they kind of go through them. I would have to kind of shift the order of drawing them. Like if there are more cars, I would have to draw the ones in behind first once it's reached that point. And that would be dealt with up here. That gets a little trickier. So that fixes that where it will go up higher. Make it even more obvious. Like this would be much easier if everything was its own object. Well, I wouldn't say much easier. It'd be easier for this part of the problem. It's almost like I could once again save it to a list and do it. Maybe this isn't really a problem in the game because maybe at 30 cars and you have some more cars, it's not that obvious. It could be me trying to make a problem for the sake of a problem. Yeah, let's keep things simple. There's many other problems to fix in Carpoon, or let's just make it a bit wider. 30, that should be good. Let's see if we can fix that surfboard bug. That sounds like an easy one to change at the end of the day. So we'll go to O enemy. Now we'll just go surf. Oh no, surface. How about surfing? Okay, we got draw surfboard. That's the variable we'll check for. Although I kind of have two for it. Speaking of surfing, we can do one tiny thing on Park and Panic at least and make the surfboard cars worth 0, or the surfboards. Oh, what's the default? That's weird how it's 10 there and not. Maybe that fixes it, and if not, I'll have to dig deeper. Okay, good night, Oscar. Thanks for dropping by. Have a great day tomorrow. This script might be also handy to check if it's surfing. Let's So I believe in here somewhere there's something for going backwards. This is where I think it's still searching. This is a confusing script. I could have done that better. I'm just gonna check if the surfboard is being drawn or not. See, whoa, I only added like one enter. That's GameMaker going, here, have a million. Okay, that will probably fix that one. Let's see if those surfboards were 0. Okay, let's see this, and no, they're still worth 10. I'll have to fix that later. Let's check, see if the car is surfing, don't go backwards at least. Well, they're still going forwards, these ones. They're following a path, though. It's a little different. Some of them just kind of head off in a direction. Others follow a path to stay out at sea. Kind of keep things predictable where to hit. These, yeah, they're traveling to a path. They're just going to loop around. That wave with a ton of them coming in, that'll be the big test. And then we can see how the score pile looks. That'll be one thing that's kind of been on the back burner for a long time that's taken care of. Rumble noise is a bit like I fixed it once, but I had some version control issues. That's when I had to go to a GameMaker. I tried it outside of Steam, and I found I couldn't load it back into Steam because the one outside of Steam was far newer. and I lost that fix. I think it's just putting a script that checks what the sound volume should be. Okay, all of them going forward so far, that's good. I kind of wish the ones on the right, I should change their target point perhaps. They're all, that might have been to buy more time, but it's not ideal. That was slow. I think the number of pieces should be far less. I think there used to be a small lava ball and a big one that came out. It would be, it might be more interesting if they were different sizes. It's scope creep that I shouldn't worry about. That was slow. Maybe getting too many particles. And all going forward, great. Now it could be just random chance that I got lucky and they're all going forward, but probably not. That car, when it goes back there, it does appear in front of the cruise ship if it appears. Might not need the clock in the very last. Yeah, that's a good gap. No, I gotta consider if I just want to start a little to the left. But yeah, it's probably fine. No SUV, of course, it's just one player on this one. Maybe I could add the gold car. Gold car could now be at the last lap. Gap attack, yeah. The gap is a pretty good space in between there. Nope, that's great. One more thing done. Yeah, that gap. Oh, but see, it's still even got that there. Probably I don't need to say about to draw enemy car a million times. I had 2 for some reason. I could probably go minus 10 times O menu dot screen ratio, moving back a tiny bit. Well, thanks, John, for dropping by. I think I'll probably edit now and I'll try to work on some other hard issues while having a lunch break. Uh, keep us posted on your own game one time. You need to see that. We can show it off when you're ready. And to everyone else, good luck with whatever you're working on. Have a great week. Follow the new Carpoon Clutch Run Design Twitter, which is in the comments. And yeah, hopefully I'll get to go on my game shopping this week in Japan. And I'll have Parking Panics polished down that fence before the next one. It always gets hard. I always think I have time at the end of the week, but usually there's like finish the end of the week and Saturday's a day off. So now being Sunday, this is my chance to finish it. Well, see you everyone. Sure, I'll talk to you later, John. Goodbye.